Good morning, everyone. This is going to be a trade review video. It looks like you guys were interested in this, so let's get into it. Let's start off with what I had posted last night and why. Actually, the why you guys can watch yesterday's video for that. All you need to know is that I was either looking at an overnight high break, which would target 44.35 and 40 cents, or on the Qs 369 and 40 cents. Why was I looking at that? Well, to me, we can get rid of all this stuff. 435 and 40 cents was kind of the highs of this candle. Looks like it's a level right around here as well. And then on the NASDAQ, where are you, NASDAQ? It's pretty much where we sold off of where this inventory is and where this level is. So if there was going to be a sell, I think it would be somewhere around here. Actually, somewhere around right now, actually. We're hitting that weekly point of control from the week of September 18th. Right now, that 369 and 77 cents. We're getting some selling off of it. So that was the main target of interest and the main area of interest for a sell. Now, let's go further into the plan here. In the morning, I'd said that we had I don't think I actually wrote this, but I'd mentioned that, or I was thinking that this was a very groggy Globex, very sideways. However, there's some important stuff to note, and in general, when I think of the auction, or when I think of trading, I'm thinking of auctions, and what we had overnight was a failure to get below the prior day's close by any notable amount. I don't even think by 5 points, and a failure to get below the Globex Open by anything like 5 points. Instead, we were repeatedly breaking the prior day's high and just staying high in general. And on top of that, we were above the prior week's high. We were above or around the third standard deviation of last week's VWAP, and that's why I said during that plan last night, I'd say that price is in exploration mode and that we'd broken the last week's high, that SD3, all done on a Monday, which is rare. That's why I mentioned on a Monday. That's not a typical Monday event to get such a big move. I wrote this in a little group chat that one, I didn't want to be short biased until settlement lows start to pick up. The reason for that is right now, as long as we keep trading above settlement highs, the shorts are the ones who are offside. The longs are not offside until we're below those settlement lows. So people just start shorting this too early. And that's why I said this might be a slow open because of that groggy overnight. And then it squeezes up. And when it's time to short, everyone's going to be too scared to short. In terms of actually entering the trade, we can go to the futures market here. It wasn't really too complicated. 66-ish was our overnight low. That's where my stop was. And ideally, I was looking to get long somewhere around 70. That was just the prior day's close using the 4 p.m. close. 70 was the close. I was looking to get long there. Just a structural level of interest, but I missed it by about 1 point, 1.25 point, 5 ticks. So I got long instead at 73s. The idea being that it would just make a 1 hour trade. Nothing really too complicated there. So I think a bunch of stuff's going to show up if I use the risk reward indicator. But 7.5 points to the upside if we broke the overnight high, 7.5 if we broke the overnight low by 1 tick, 66. So I got long there. And the idea is thinking it was a squeeze was because if we had all this churn in the morning, all this sell pressure trying to keep this thing down, but we're above settlement highs, when this thing would move, it should move pretty decently. Now I got out of my runners at 87, 87-ish. I started peeling them out. And I'm not the best with my runners, but this looked like a level somewhere around here. This 83-ish. There you go. Got some bids here, right? This looks like a level-y kind of zone. This kind of 85-ish number. I remember this was a spot of interest, whatever that was, a few weeks ago. It's kind of 85-ish number, 85, 87. You can see it behaving really well as a pivoty zone. So I thought we'd sell back down to about, where are we? I thought we'd hit about 87, maybe sell back to the overnight high, or maybe down to 80-ish, and then start moving upwards. So that's why I got out of this trade where I did. I'm aware, trust me, I'm well aware, that this thing ended up hitting my target which today was 435 and 44 cents. That was the lows of my target area. Um, Again, from over here, 435 and 40 cents on the SPY was the lows of the target area. 369 and 40 cents on the Nasdaq. Here's the Nasdaq. 369 and 40 cents right there. Looks like we're distributing now. I hope that makes sense. So it's not just looking at what it's doing intraday, it's also coming into the day with the understanding that uh, Monday, yesterday, was able to break the prior week's high. You can look back at the data and you can tell me how often we do that. It's not often. And today we're opening above yesterday's close. We're opening above. I think we actually gapped up technically. Uh, did we on the SPY? Yeah, today was technically a gap up. So we're opening above yesterday's highs, settlement highs, prior week's highs, the close, yesterday's open, T plus 2 open, all these things. All these structural things are being accepted above. And by the time we got to, I don't know, let's call it 5-10 points above yesterday's high, I don't really see the argument for a short. Even now, I'm aware 435.44 might be a short. Looks like it's doing okay. Same with this 369 and 77 cents. They're doing okay, but we have accepted above all the auctions to the upside. We've accepted above prior day's high, the opening range high, wherever that is, over here, and now the initial balance high. So to me, if we hadn't gone so far up, if we had just accepted above the opening range high and the prior day's high, maybe I'd be looking for a retracement long at this point. But we've hit my upper target. To me, there's no long now. We've hit the upper target. I don't want to be short because we've accepted above all auctions today. So to me, there's no more trades left. Anyway, hope that makes sense. I cannot make a short video to save my life. Good luck with the rest of the day.